If you've never heard about human design, prepare to have your mind blown. If you have heard about it, use this as a refresher to come back to it because I know that a lot of us will learn this knowledge and then we kind of go back to our old ways. So use this as a refresher or prepare to get your mind blown. The reason why I'm including this in our mentorship early on is because once you understand your unique purpose, it allows you to walk through life more confidently because you understand that your role is unique and that you were made differently than other people. So when I learned about my human design, it gave me so much clarity and also grace because I was able to see myself in a different light and to just be like, wow, that's why I am this way. Not to judge myself, but to have more understanding and compassion for myself. And so this really blew my mind because so much of it made sense. Today's lesson is going to be an overview. There are more in depth things to learn about human design, but today I'm just going to share kind of like the basics, the 101, and then I'll give you resources if you really want to dive into this. But once you understand this, it's going to help you with the rest of our time here together because when you can be really secure in who you are, your unique gifts, it's going to change everything for you. So let's talk about how to discover your unique blueprint through human design, understanding your energy type, and how to align with your true nature. So let's get started. What is human design and how to find out which one yours is? So human design is a system based on your exact time, date, and place of birth. So you're going to have to know the time of birth, the city that you were born in, and obviously, you know, your birth date. The most difficult part for people is finding that exact time. So look on your birth certificate, ask your mom. Like you have to know the exact birth time because it makes a difference. Like AM, PM, it makes a difference because it's based on your location. So it's a blueprint for your energy, showing how you make aligned decisions, use your gifts, and live with more ease and purpose. Human design breaks down how you are wired to make decisions, work within teams, parent and partners, you know? So this is really the blueprint for how to navigate towards life in life and your relationships. So, why does it matter? Why do you even need to know this? So, the key points are because it helps you to align with your natural strengths and energy. It reduces resistance and burnout in your life because when you're doing things that you are not aligned with, you are not going to show up as your highest self. It helps you to make better decisions, to improve your relationships, and to live with more ease. Look at this picture right here. What does it make you think of when you see this picture on the left? The girl is just free. She is flowing. This is what it looks like when you are living in alignment. And when you're out of alignment, this picture, just like look at the contrast of this. This is what happens when life feels like you are dragging through the mud. Normally, that is your intuition telling you that you are out of alignment. When things feel hard, when it's too much work, when you are not at ease, you're stressed out, you have anxiety, it is because you are out of alignment. So the reason why it matters to understand your human design is because you're going to learn how to live in alignment and those things that light up your soul. So, your energy type, once you understand your energy type, this is what's going to give you that blueprint. You're going to figure out the foundation of your human design. So, there are 5 different energy types there's manifesting generator, reflectors, manifestors, projectors, and generators. And I know this graph looks really like complicated, and it is. It represents your body. So your type determines your energy is best, how your energy is best used, and how others experience you. Your authority is how you make decisions. So in the graph, it's represented by those little squares that are lit up. That's how you make decisions. So some people, it's going to come from your emotions, from your gut, like some people can trust like that gut feeling. Other people need time to think about it. They need to reflect a little more. You may be like you may need to sit with it for a bit before you make a decision. But there's different types of inner authorities and depending on what you are. So I personally am a projector. and I don't have an authority, or I think I'm a mental authority. And this is going to help you to understand how you make decisions the best way. Have you ever made a decision, like maybe like on like impulse, and that was like not the right way? That's because you're not supposed to. Maybe your exact energy type is not to make decisions, you need to sit on it. Or maybe you speak too soon and you kind of like put your foot in your mouth. It's because you have to go about it a different way. So once you understand your energy type and your authority, how you make decisions the best, that changes everything, because you're going to learn how to do it the right way and stop putting your foot in your mouth. So, this is just a graph that kind of explains the different energy types. Generators and manifesting generators are a majority of people that live on this planet. They are those type of energy types. Projectors make up 20% of the population, and honestly, my type, like, I do feel like I'm different than a lot of people. And that's because my type of energy, it's different. It's not as common as a generator or a manifesting generator. Reflectors are just 1%, and pure manifestors are like 9%. So it's like 9.2 to make up the 100. But this is just kind of a graph that shows you, just kind of like the breakdown of all the different energy types. And we live in a world that is run and dominated by generators and manifesting generators. So let's just break down, and maybe you want to take a pause and just like find out which one yours is. And I do have a resource at the end. So actually, just listen to all of this and see what you identify. And then at the end, I will give you a way to figure out what your energy type. So, generators, pure generators, there's a mantra for you. I'm here to build and do what lights me up. So, the key points of a generator: you're about 35% of the population. You're the life force energy. You're the builders of the world. You're most aligned when responding to what excites you. So, generators, when they are doing things that excite them, that's like when they are like at their best. Your strategy is to wait to respond. So this is the little squares that we were talking about. Generators have to wait. They can't just be impulsive. They have to wait a little bit, and they can't initiate it. And some of their signatures, again, you'll understand all of this like towards the end, are satisfaction, alignment, and you're when you're not aligned, you're going to feel frustration is going to come out when you're unaligned. Generators are the energizers of the world, built to do work that excites them and fuels others in the process. When they're doing what they love, their energy is magnetic and contagious. But when they're stuck saying yes to things out of obligation, frustration sets in. Their magic lives in trusting their gut response and doing what truly lights them up. So it's important to understand this and to realize this, because this is how, as a generator, you're going to be your best self. Manifesting generators kind of are a combination of manifestors and generators together. And so the mantra for manifesting generators is, I move fast, follow sparks, and create whatever excites me. What excites me. So the key points for manifesting generators, they're about 33% of the population, and it's a hybrid between generators and manifestors. Their strategy is to wait to respond, get all the information they need before making decisions. And so when they are doing things in alignment, they're going to feel satisfaction and peace. That's when you're most aligned, or frustration and anger when you're misaligned. Manifesting generators can multitask like no other. My husband's a manifesting generator. They need to honor that every day is going to look different. They're here to follow what lights them up and pivot quickly when something no longer excites them. Productivity and motivation can vary daily, and that's okay. What keeps their energy strong is following joy and getting deep, restful sleep. So it's more important for manifesting generators to get that sleep. If not, they're not going to function at their best, where other energy types can function with less sleep. So the strategy, those with this energy type, the strategy is like how to live in alignment. Should keep in mind that their productivity and motivation can vary on a daily basis, but can always be replenished with the help of quality sleep. Their strategy is to respond and understand whether their gut tells them to go forward, but they also have that manifester edge, which means that they can inform too, but only after they've responded to the opportunity presented to them. One always has to follow the other. When manifesting generator is living their design, they'll feel content and fulfilled. If they're taking on projects and work that they hate and not honoring what they love, the all the things that they love, they'll start to feel frustration and anger. So it's so important for them to be in within the strategy. Okay, manifestors. Again, as you're listening to this, see which one identifies most with you. I am here to initiate and lead. About 9% of the population are manifestors. They are visionaries, they're initiators, and they can start movements. These are those people starting big movements in life, the people gathering people. They don't need to wait, but they must inform others before they go out and do and initiate something. They have to inform others. So their strategy is to inform before acting. And their signature, where they're most aligned, is they're going to feel peace. And when they're unaligned, they're going to feel anger. So manifestors are here to initiate and to start things, create new paths. They likely hate being told what to do, and they need to feel a sense of autonomy. When they can see where things are going before others do, which is why going into solitude in between energy bursts and giving yourself the space and time to enjoy what comes next are the keys to making sure you're not running yourself into the ground with exhaustion. When they feel a deep inner urge to act, they need the freedom to follow it without interface. Their energy is powerful, but it comes in bursts. So rest is key for them too. Communicating their intentions, informing before taking action helps to reduce resistance and keep their relationships smooth. So, the strategy for a manifester is they are here to inform. So, in other words, they need to clearly communicate their plans and needs with others to make sure that they're in control. Because they value independence, they can start 100 things at once. They need to tell people what they are doing before doing it so that people won't feel suspicious on their motives and they won't feel confused about their priorities when they know exactly what you have in the works. So a lot of like bosses are manifestors, and as long as they're communicating with what people need to do, they're going to be received well. Projectors. This is me. I'm a projector. Mantra: I guide energy. I see what others miss. So the key points of projectors, it's about 20% of the population. They are the wise guides designed to direct, not to do. So they are not the person that is going to orchestrate a big event, but they're going to get there and they can call shots. They know how to improve it and how to make things better once the activity has been organized, and they can get in and make moves. So they thrive when they are invited and recognized. The strategy for them, though, they have to wait for the invitation. If they do things without being invited, it's not going to be well received. So the signatures for projectors is success. You know that you're doing the right thing when you have success. And when you're unaligned and you're not doing the right things, you're going to feel bitterness. I can totally relate to this. So projectors are natural guides and leaders, not because they do the most, but because they see the most. They thrive when recognized for their insight and invited to share them. Rest is not optional, it is essential for their clarity. Projectors are most powerful when they honor their slower rhythm and protect their energy. I used to feel bad about being someone that just needs a lot of downtime, a lot of alone time. Now I understand that it's my human design. And so this was one of those things why I felt so empowered to learn about my human design. So the strategy for projectors, this energy type is designed to be recognized. Therefore, they don't necessarily need to hustle. um People will come to you and invite you when they see your unique gifts, as long as you're putting yourself out there to be seen. So even though you don't you have to wait for the invitation. You put yourself out there and you will wait because the people will come to give you your recognition, but you just cannot force yourself into situations. From there, projectors will see great success. However, if you try to force things and see their efforts aren't working, they'll start to feel bitterness and resentful, which is the telltale sign that they aren't living their design. Oh, goodness. Reflectors. Um, reflectors is a very rare type. Only 1% of the population are reflectors. And their mantra is I mirror the world. I am the cosmic barometer. So, key points that describe reflectors, it's about 1% of the population. They are completely a completely open design. They are reflectors of the environment that they're in, and they need about 28 days to gain clarity in big decisions. They have to sit and wait. Their strategy is to wait for a full lunar cycle. This is why they have to wait the 28 days. Their signatures are surprise. This is when they know that they're aligned. They're going to be surprised in life. And when they are misaligned, they're going to feel deep disappointment. So, reflectors are the rarest types and act like mirrors for the people and environments around them. Their energy shifts when their lunar cycle with the lunar cycle. They need time and space to make aligned decisions. They're deeply intuitive and sensitive to their surroundings. So creating a supportive, healthy environment is everything. So the strategy for reflectors, they should feel surprised and delighted by the distinctiveness of their life and how different every day can seem. If they aren't, they're going to be disappointed that they can't keep up with the world around them, forgetting that they're not supposed to. So, do you understand why it's so important to understand your strategy and your energy type? Because if not, you go through life feeling like you're broken. And once you understand that you weren't designed that way, it empowers you. So, you can't forget how you were meant and designed to operate in this world. So let's just recap, and this will help you to like see, okay, is my husband a manifester? Like just the different relationships that you have and which one, kind of describes them. So generators, they have to wait to respond. They feel most aligned when they have satisfaction in their life, when they feel good about their job, the people, the things that they're doing, they will feel satisfaction in their life. And when they're misaligned, they're going to be frustrated all the time. Manifesting generators, they have to wait to respond and inform others what they are doing. And the way that they know that they're aligned is they have a lot of satisfaction and peace. And when they're misaligned, they're frustrated and angry. Manifestors, their strategy is to inform people what they are doing, and they know that they're on the right path when they just feel peace. They know that they're misaligned when there is anger there. Projectors, they have to wait for the invitation. You can't just force yourself, and you will know that you're aligned because you are having nothing but success in your life. When you're not aligned, you're going to feel that bitterness. Reflectors, they have to wait the 28 days. They will feel surprised and delighted by all of the change that happens in their life. When they are misaligned, they're going to feel disappointment. Okay, so what's next? I want you to dive into this. I know that once I realized that I was a projector, I went and started binging like all the projector information. So there is a website. This is just someone that I love. There's a lot of different websites, but myhumandesign.com, you can find out your energy type, whether you're a projector, manifesting generator. And then she has all these resources that you can pay to really dive into if you want to learn this. If not, once you learn your strategy, which you can learn free on her site, go to YouTube, TikTok, and just type in like manifestors in relationships, manifestors at their jobs, manifestors with as a parent. And people out there have made so much content. So you can just like deep dive into YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram. But that's just like the free way to just like learn more about yourself. That way you can just feel more secure. And then remember to just embrace it. It's a lived experience. It's not a belief system. So you just have to embrace experimenting, like different things that you learn, and just like really find your sweet spot in it. So final thoughts: your human design won't predict or offer definitive answers about your future. However, understanding your body graph can help you analyze certain aspects of your life and potentially change your habits to become more productive and so on. So, I love this idea of your human design. It really I just can't explain like just how much it made me feel secure in how I was made. So dive into this. I will have some other resources that you can click in below. I'll have a link to that website so that you can find your own human design. But let me know once you find this. Send me a message and tell me what your human design is. That way, I can know how to work with you best, and you can learn how to work with me best once we understand our unique human design. So, I hope you got something out of this. I'm excited to hear what your human design is. Let me know.